happy and we're singing and we're coloring. Give me a high five.
What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, here with my brother from another James, Big Game James. It is best of enemies, man. So we're gonna do another one today. We're gonna talk about position groups. You know, now everybody's making all their cuts and everything. So now we got a little bit of a clearer picture of what these rosters are gonna look like. So we're gonna rank all the position groups. But before we do, James, what's going on, brother? Weeks feel like so much longer sometimes in between these now that we're closer to football, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, it's all good. I mean, it's here. It's finally here. That's all I can really say, man. It's finally here. The preseason, the cuts, we know about all that. It's about to go down. There might be some surprise cuts. Not too many, I think, in my opinion, but there might be some surprise cuts on the Cowboys. I don't know about your side. But you know what? Hey, I'm ready.
Yeah. I know one name that a lot of people in Eagles land were kind of, I don't want to say surprised, but they were maybe taken back a little bit, was Greg Ward. He was released on an injury settlement. Obviously, he's been a guy that's just like always made the end of the roster for like the past 4 or 5 years. So it just felt weird. It was like, damn, that's one of those guys you just kind of expect to be in an Eagles uniform, but he's no longer here. Did Turpin make the team? Is he
Turpin's making
still?
hell yeah. Turpin's making
I
the
just wanted
team.
to know because
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
going
if they,
crazy
they
in the
sat him out, they
preseason.
sat him out the last game for real, and like
Oh
he
wow.
wasn't even. So that tells you right there, they putting
Yeah.
him away, they stashing him away. I mean, we already had the good juju with Turpin. I was feeling him. Shout out to my dog KMT once again. He the one put the bug in my ear about him. Once I saw him, I was like, oh yeah, we need to really let this dude work. And I think he's gonna need to be an element. I know people keep on talking about his size, but I just feel like guys that size, they understand that they've been little that size their whole life. So they know how to avoid those big hits, or they probably wouldn't be playing in the league right now. You think about it. They probably wouldn't be playing in the league if they didn't know how to avoid hits and know how to play the game because they're smaller in stature. So I feel like he's going to be perfectly fine. Dallas has to get creative and be able to use him in ways on that offensive side because I'm not still confident on that offensive end, especially in the receiving core. So Kellen Moore is going to really have to dial up some things for him to really kind of keep the defense on the heels when he comes in the game.
Yeah. And I want to go over a little bit, like just kind of news I was seeing and see if it relates to you guys at all. Because the Eagles are a team right now looking for a bruiser back. I don't know what your market on running backs looks like. I know you have three guys with Turpin now that could possibly be in a rotation there, but Alexander Madison from the Vikings, is that something? There was apparently per a bunch of different reports, there was at least six. I saw one report say at least 12, but there was at least six different NFL teams that called about him. Do you think the Cowboys, because I would say right now, the Eagles, at least me, I would be elated. I would be ecstatic if we were able to get Alexander Madison because we do need a big back. Is that something that you guys are maybe looking at as well? Or do you think, nah, not really in your ballpark?
Nah, we're not looking at that, dog. They're satisfied. I know Dallas. I know Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Like your squad. I know my team, and Dallas ain't gonna do that. They're gonna feel confident with Ezekiel Elliott. You just heard Jerry Jones and his goofy cell phone first take doing that dumb stuff over there. But him over there hooping and hollering like Zeke is the guy. We go through Zeke. We roll through Zeke. And when you have Dak Prescott here, they still going through Zeke. You feel me? So he said that Tony Pollard's there, Rico Dowdell's there. We got a young guy in Malik Davis, I believe, from Florida. He showed a lot of promise. He looks really good. He's real shifty. I think he gives a nice option outside of Rico Dowdell. So we'll see how that goes, because we're not saying he's a dynamic back like you can't pick up a back like him. What I'm saying is that he's young and he's got some juice to him. So if you do cut him, he probably not gonna make it to that waiver wire. You won't be able to snatch it back. So we'll kind of see how that goes. But I think Dallas is satisfied what they have in their main two backs, and I think they like Dowdell too. So I think they're good.
Yeah, and then there's two more questions I want to ask you about. Well, yeah, kind of throw out there because I have to watch and troll you guys on Twitter and everything, so I do watch what you guys be saying. And you brought up, the Joneses, and I think it was Stephen Jones that I saw the quote from, talking about your tight end situation. And I don't remember if it was you or maybe somebody else that was like basically saying this might be it for Dalton Schultz. What's going on at that tight end position? Because I know the Eagles, we're looking at our backups as well. Obviously, we got Goddard. But it looks like you guys might be finding like a replacement for Dalton Schultz. I know he's on that franchise tag.
Well, I mean, I threw it out there because I just feel like I know how Stephen Jones is. I could be wrong, but I'm just going on my opinion from what I see. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Stargaze 3R. I'm going to throw that answer that kind of question in there as well about what I need to see more to be on board with the offense. I mean, I just feel like you need more explosion on that offense. I feel like you're missing a receiver. You don't even know who your number two receiver really is. Your offensive line is kind of in flux. Your tight end, you got one, but you're probably gonna throw a rookie on another one. So you need. I feel like you need a solid number two. I think you need more explosion. So that's what we see. But just to answer that question, what you're talking about with Dalton Schultz, they put him on the franchise tag. We all from Cowboy Land. I'm not gonna say we all. Me. I'm gonna say me.
Yeah.
I never hated on Dalton Schultz, but I just felt like he's not this dynamic guy that you jumping around and say, "Ooh, okay, we got to get him, we got to re-sign him, and we got to keep him in the building." I have just never felt that about him. I felt like he was a good tight end, and he showed he was a good tight end, not a great one. So I felt like you don't have to really go out there and spend all kind of money and lock him up to a big deal. Okay, so they went back and forth. Maybe the Cowboys saw that as well. They had Blake Jarwin. I felt Blake Jarwin was more dynamic than Dalton Schultz, but he just couldn't stay healthy. So now you got a guy who was more witness, it doesn't offer crazy things, but can get you stuff. Now you got Ferguson here. Now you got Pendershot, Peyton Hendershot. You got like I said, the Jake Ferguson kid. Dog, I'm just keeping it real, bro. Them boys is nice. I said when I first saw Hendershot, he reminded me of Aaron Hernandez. Remember we talked about that? I think we
Yeah.
did a show, and I said he reminds me of Aaron Hernandez, just a long length, his run after catch. And Jake Ferguson is kind of what the Cowboys like, but I think he's got some wiggle to him. He knows how to find the seams. He's got great hands. And so if you got two guys, and if you keep Hendershot, what makes sense to me, the way Stephen Jones is, that they would sign him to a long-term deal, especially when you got these two young tight ends. And Stephen Jones already came out in the media and saying they're going to play a lot. They're going to do it. We got a lot of plans for them. So what does that tell you? Okay, this is probably the end of the road for you, Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I was kind of surprised when you guys gave him that franchise tag. Anyways, I know like stat wise, I think he was like a
Let him
top
test the
15 tight
market.
end, if I'm not
I don't
mistaken.
know. No, bro. See, here's the thing. We can't always go on the stats. You said that yourself.
Yeah.
We can't always go on the stats. You got to look at the eye test. You can't. There's guys that have out of the world stats. Doesn't mean they're out of the world players. They could be in a
Facts.
system. Things could happen good for them that year, but they may not be an out of world player. So you just don't pay guys because their stats were great. You also got to look at that player. So that's why when they franchise tagged them, okay, you threw 10 million away. You really should have let them test the market because you could have got somebody cheaper. We were talking about Hayden Hurst, who went for like 3 mil. You could have brought him in, but it's the familiarity with the offense and him and Dak Prescott, the rapport him and Dak Prescott have. You lost Amari Cooper. So, in essence, you really couldn't lose a Dalton Schultz after losing Amari Cooper because Michael Gallup was out as well. So that's why I feel like the franchise tag came and they wanted to really go in the draft and look, do we really want to sign him long term? So I think that's what kind of played a part in that.
I feel you. I feel you. Now, last thing I'm gonna say is before we get into this actual, the position groups with the Eagles, and I don't want to speak for everybody, but for at least me, and I know a lot of my subscribers kind of feel the same way in a lot of ways. We're looking at the safety position. We're looking at the running back position. Like if we can solidify those two positions, we feel like we can be a very, very good team, right? So I think those are the two positions that still going into week one. If something happens, I hope that it happens to one of those positions. Do the Dallas Cowboys have any positions like that? Are there any spots? I mean, I know the obvious might be offensive line, but is there any positions that you're looking at and saying, look, if Dallas can at least shore these up, I'll feel very confident going into this season?
Well, they need to shore up two positions. Everybody's probably talking about it in the chat, receiver and the line. I mean, you just had Tyron Smith go down with, I mean, I feel like his career is over. Just me. I feel like what's the point of coming back, Tyron Smith? I mean, you missed 14 games in 2020 with a neck injury. You missed 6 games last year with knee and back. You haven't played a full season since 2015. You just tore a hamstring, and that could be out months. My thing is, and you're about to hit the 30-year-old, and it's just nothing but back and forth with injuries. So I feel like this should just really be the end. So when you talk about losing him, the guy you only really got is Zach Martin. Everybody else is green. You know what I'm saying? You still have Tyler Biadasz. We don't know. Terrence Steele's this is gonna be his first full year holding it down. Connor McGovern, people hating on him playing left guard, so we still need to see. And you're putting a rookie tackle who you drafted and you had him playing guard. Now you're throwing him out there after an ankle injury, being your starting left tackle, and he probably has no experience. So yeah, that right there. And then you look at the receiver position. Yes, you got a CD Lamb, but who's your number two? I wonder who's the number two. You like Dennis Houston, but he's undrafted. Jalen Tolbert, he hasn't really done a lot to really show you he's the number two. You're probably gonna go with the Noah Brown. You know, people are hyping him up, but I feel like I know what he is. So I don't know if Noah Brown is scaring any offenses. And I know defenses are going to try to shut down CeeDee Lamb, and they're going to challenge those other guys. And I just don't know where that's coming from my opinion. So if you're looking at from me from the offensive side, is the offensive line and the receiver position.
Yeah, I think your defense is probably, for the first time in a long time, I feel like that's kind of where you're going to hold your hat. We said it even last year. Like, it turned from an offensive juggernaut to a defensive, ran team. So it's interesting. I like it. So we're going to get into these position groups. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got 80 people in the chat.
Hit that like button, man.
Low. They said the mic is low. Let me turn my mic up. I don't know if it's mine or yours. Turn mine up.
Mine?
You can hear me good, right? That's all I really.
Yeah, I hear you great.
Maybe it's yourself. Let me know. Do you guys want to start offense or defense in the chat? Do you guys want to start offense or defense? How do you feel? Because there's trigger points on both sides. To be honest, you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know which fight I want to start.
I'm ready. Whatever. I mean, you probably win the fight more on the offensive side than the defensive side, in my opinion.
You think? So we'll start defense. So. We'll start defense.
Let's go with defense.
I'm seeing some people saying defense.
Okay.
All right, so let's start with the defense. Yeah, everybody's saying defense. Everybody loves defense. All right, awesome. I love defense as well. So where do we start? You want to start on the defensive line? I guess we'll start in the trenches.
Yeah, we can start in the trenches.
Do you want to take it first? You want to how should we do this? You want to go from the bottom to the top? You want to
let's go from the bottom to the top and let's analyze it, and then we'll go from there. And then we'll analyze each one of them and we'll come to a conclusion and we'll see what we say about that.
Say less. So if I'm just gonna put my 4-3-2-1 before I give a spiel about it, and then you can give your 4-3-2-1 and we can kind of explain it. I would probably say Giants at 4, Washington at 3, us at number 2. I would say us at number 1, but you at number 2. So I'll put Cowboys at number 2, us at number 1. That would be my top 4. That's how I would rank it.
Let me look at some things right quick.
Take your time, because I brought up the whole rosters to make sure.
Okay, so all right, okay. First of all, I'm gonna ask you, why would the Giants be number 4?
Honestly, that's a tough one because we talked about this a little bit before we actually came on. Like, they have a good defensive line. Don't get me wrong.
Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah, they have 2 very good defensive tackles. Obviously with the rookie going down, Kayvon Thibodeau, that hurts a lot. But their depth, that's realistically where it is for me. I don't think, like, if you compare our number 2, defensive tackle to their number 2 defensive tackle, it's a world of a difference. Same thing with the edge rushers right now. So it really comes down to depth. But I think it's very, very close, if I'm being 100% honest. I think that the defensive lines in the NFC East are very good this year.
I believe so, too. They're going to be tough in the trenches. I mean, I'm not going to – here's what – this is the problem. See, I'm looking at where you're coming from, okay? And I'm looking at the line as well. I'm looking at my Cowboys, the defensive line, because we gotten better. Because I think Quentin Bohanna is better. He's already showed a lot in the preseason, but he's got to show in the regular season. Osa Ogodozua came off a very good rookie season. He hit the ball a little bit. Carlos Watkins. I'm going to go ahead and my people might get mad, but I'm gonna give y'all that by the slightest edge. I'm gonna give, if we're going defensive line, because y'all got some guys, and Fletcher Cox is still good. He's still good. He's not like he's 40. Yeah. Okay. He's still good. Javon Hargrave is a good player. I think, and Milton Williams, you got to keep your eye on him. Yeah. Hassan Reddick is going to be playing the D line too, right?
Yes, sir.
Josh Sweat, Jordan Davis. And then if I go to my Cowboys, Quentin Bohanna, Osa Ogadazua, Nelville Gallimore, Tristan Hill, Carlos Watkins, D-Law, possibly Fowler, Basham. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna give y'all the D line, and I'll go with that same Giants fourth, Redskins third, Cowboys second, and Eagles first, in my
That
opinion.
was pretty painless. That was pretty painless. You
I
know?
mean, I ain't
Yeah.
hating. They're good players. They're good players. I mean,
Yeah.
if people are jumping out there in the chat, oh, what, bro, y'all got to look at it. This is honest. I mean, this is my opinion. But if you look at it line for line, Dallas got some talent, but they don't have the proven talent that the Eagles have on that defensive line.
Yeah, and it comes down to depth a lot for me. Like it really does, because you can make an argument for Washington's defensive line that they spent like 20,000 first-round picks on that defensive line. Montez Sweat, obviously, what was his name from last year? Not Montez, the guy that just got hurt. Why did I just call him Montez Sweat? What the heck is his name? Chase.
Chase Young.
Chase Young. Chase Young, is
And he's
obviously
still hurt right now.
Exactly, he's still hurt.
So we
Very
can't count
athletic
him.
freak. So when it comes to exactly, so it's like, and the question I want to ask you, talking about counting people, because a lot of times when there's a conversation about the defensive line, Micah Parsons gets brought up a lot. How much do you realistically have him as a part? Like, do you consider him as a part of your defensive line, or is he just your
He's
linebacker?
a linebacker that can play defensive end. That's what I'm saying. He's a linebacker that can play defensive end when you need him. That's how versatile he is. He's the guy. If you wanted to put him at defensive end, and if he wanted to be a defensive end full time, he'd be a dog at it because he's just that type of player. But I don't want him at strictly DN, because I feel just like he said, it loses versatility. The offense can get a beat on what he's doing because he's just coming straight off the edge every single time. He said tight ends can chip him, backs can chip him. They can roll, they can slide the line of protection against him. He says, when I play linebacker, you can't get a beat on me and what I am doing. So no, he's not an edge guy. He's a linebacker that can attack you on that edge. And that's the way we need to keep it. And I'm going by what he's saying. He's saying, you know what? When I'm strictly an edge guy, it's probably when I lose a little bit of my speed. I'm older. But right now, I want to play everywhere. And that's what you need to let him do.
Yeah, no, I respect that. And I think that that's a very true answer. Like people, I don't think he's part of your defensive line. I think you said it perfectly. He's somebody that can get there if you need it to, but I don't think it's the smartest move. You got to let that man stand up and just create havoc. Just let him run around and go crazy. So I like that. So for the defensive line, it wasn't too much yelling and screaming. I like it. We have Eagles, then Cowboys, then Washington, then Giants. I'm cool with that. I am definitely cool with that. Now let's move on to the linebackers. The linebackers, I'll let you go first this time since I took the first on D line. How would you rank that?
Number one is going to be the Cowboys, just because Michael Parsons, for real. Let me see here. You guys are there, but I think the Giants have a nice little linebacking core too.
Yeah.
Let me see.
That's
gonna be tough. I'm gonna say the Giants get y'all in linebacker. I'm gonna go. I know we're not considering Hassan Rek as the linebacker, right? He's the edge guy, right?
Yeah, I would put him more with our edge, even though it's tough. But going along the same logic that we used with Micah Parsons, where is he going to most likely be most of the time? So going along that logic, I'll say that I'll put him more so with my defensive line.
I mean, I know y'all picked up Kaiser White, so he's pretty nice. Blake Martinez, I mean, he's been a kind of journeyman, but he's okay. Tay Crowder, they picked up Darren Beavers. I don't know. Y'all might have them. Y'all might have them. Because I think Kaiser White, that's tough between y'all and them Giants. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, and Redskins.
Yeah, I respect that, and I agree. I think that, again, it kind of comes down to depth for me. I do like Blake Martinez, you know what I'm saying? I do like Tay Crowder. I don't, Darian Beavers, we'll see what happens. Obviously, he's unproven. He's just got drafted, but we'll see what happens with him. I don't think that they have the proven depth. I think that we have, at least you can say, like you said, Kaiser White has proven what he can do for other teams. And honestly, I know it's preseason, but he's looked great this preseason. You have TJ Edwards, who was our leading tackler last year, I believe. You got a Davion Taylor. You got a bunch of guys that at least
And you
proven a
got
little
N'Kobe
bit.
Dean.
And then you have N'Kobe Dean, who is just upside, a bunch of upside. So I would say the same thing. I would definitely say, I definitely say you guys have it. You know what I'm saying? But I think our depth might sneak up on you. I think that you have it because of Micah Parsons. But if all the guys on our team are as good as we think they are, especially at that linebacking position, we might just be so versatile and so, deep at the position that at the end of this year, I might be, changing my tune.
We'll see, because we did get scoop up Anthony Barr, and that kind of solidified us with the linebacking
That's
core, because
true.
now
That's true.
that Anthony Barr to me trumps your linebackers, and he's a proven veteran. He didn't have a bad season last year. You're adding him to the influx, and I mean, I'm not gonna say LVE is trash. Okay.
Yeah.
And we got a Jabril Cox. Jabril Cox looked very good in the preseason. He made me feel better. He was our draft pick who tore his knee up, and he was starting to come on a little bit. And I just feel like we got Jabril Cox. We got some young guys in the fold. Devin Harper is a guy you better keep your eye on from Oklahoma State. I think he came really late in the draft. Keep your eye on him. Story Jackson. I think we got some depth too with some young guys, bro. So I'm gonna still give us the edge, especially with Jabril Cox in there, because he's going to turn some heads, because he can play in coverage too. Watch out for him, dog.
Yeah,
And
I
when
forgot
Damone
about
Clark
Jabril.
comes in there, yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah,
we're gonna have to
gotcha.
go ahead and give us we're gonna have to go ahead linebacker with us.
I like Jabril Cox. I wanted Jabril Cox on the Eagles, and I was mad. You guys got him as an undrafted free agent, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it like late rounds? I
Who's
forget
that?
when you got. You said what?
Who's that? What'd you say?
Jabril Cox.
Oh yeah, we got him in the 4th round still.
Okay. I don't know why I felt like it was later. Either way,
Yeah.
yeah, I know I like Jabril Cox. I liked him a lot. I thought he was gonna go way higher than that. I think that the linebacking core is gonna be interesting. Giants just don't have the depth. Washington reached on Jamin Davis. I don't know how he's doing. He might be doing good out there. So we'll see what happens. But I don't think that that's as close as the D line.
He's
Like
not
that.
ready though. They
No.
was hyping him, and I told them, I said I did a video on him, big dog, Jamin Davis, and I was like, man, he's gonna get overdrafted. He's more of a 4th rounder to me, possibly 5th round, because he's not ready. They drafted him early, and he was not ready, and he took some lumps. You know what I'm saying? He took some lumps. Now, athletic ability out of this world. He got some talent, but that's not somebody that you're gonna say, oh, he's gonna come in and just blow it up. No, he's got to prove himself this year too.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. So we went through D line, we went through linebackers. So far, we have Eagles and Cowboys in the top 2 of both. D line goes to the Eagles, linebacker goes to the Cowboys. I'm gonna skip over cornerback, and we're gonna go back to that because I think that's gonna be a fun one. Let's talk about safety. Safety.
Oh, we taking safety. I'm giving us safety already.
I don't even know where we land at. Say, if I'm being 100% honest.
Oh, y'all might be behind. Ooh, that's I'm a.
Like, I
I'm gonna
will
go
say,
ahead. I'm gonna say the Giants is the second behind us.
Yeah. Who does Washington have out there? I'm looking at there.
They got. Let me give a shout out to my guy since we're talking about it. Derek Forrest Jr. Shout out to Derek Forrest Jr. out of the University of Cincinnati. He's our local kid out here. My guy had him on the interview when he was coming out of high school. Out here in Walnut Ridge High School is just like local, like literally right down the street from me. So I just want to give him a shout out. He's on the Redskins 4th round draft pick. Came out of Cincinnati. He might be starting. So I really want to give him a big shout out. Hopefully he does. When we talked to George, he said Cameron Curl, keep an eye on him. He might be sneaky.
True.
But I'm gonna give it to y'all on the 3rd, because y'all got a little more veterany going on at the safety position. Okay. With Anthony Harris, still kind of sus, but I think I give it a little bit more than Washington. But I'm giving Cowboys, Giants, you guys, and then Washington for the safeties.
Yeah, I personally I'm gonna say this. I feel like I don't know if Cameron Curl is as good as he's saying. Obviously, I didn't put in the time to look at all his his film, but it feels like he feels confident in him, right? You guys feel confident in your guys. The Giants feel probably confident in their guys. They got 2 pretty decent guys. I don't know if the Eagles fans or front office feels comfortable with any of their guys. If I'm being like Marcus Epps has been lauded as the guy that's having the great camp. The best safety on the roster. but what does that really say? Last year he barely got playing time. Anthony Harris was a guy we all wanted to see gone last year, and we get rid of Jaquaski Tart, so that's kind of your veteran presence. I hate to say this, but I might put us last. If I'm being 100%
Okay.
honest, I can't
If we got to be
say
100% honest on here.
yeah, I can't sit here and say that, I feel comfortable with any of these guys. Like I think that safety and running back are two positions I want to see improved, but I think safety more so than anything. Like I hate to say this, but I think I'll put us last. That hurts to say, but I think I will right now.
I mean, I'm not, like I said that was going to be a tough 3-4, but I
Yeah.
see here, listen to people in the chat and they're saying about Xavier McKinney. Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, Xavier McKinney is a dog. But like I said, look at what the Cowboys did last year with that safety position, dog. Number one, J-Ron Curse went in there and turned up, and you can't really say he was a bad player somewhere else. He really just getting opportunities, and that's just a fact. He didn't get the opportunities because he was behind Anthony Harris and your boy at Minnesota, which is with the other safety that's really nice. I can't remember his name. Not Anthony Harris, the other guy, white dude.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Harrison Smith. So
Yeah.
he was playing behind those guys. And then Detroit, when he did get some tick, he had a damn near career year. Then when Dallas put him in the fold and let him be the guy, he had a career year across the board. You get what I'm saying? And he's a big dude. And then Malik Hooker ain't no slouch. He was a top draft pick. Okay. And he didn't have bad years at the Colts. His only problem was he couldn't stay healthy. Well, he had a healthy year with Dallas, and he pretty much had a career year across the board. So I feel good with those two. And then Donovan Wilson ain't no slouch. He was a real good player a couple years ago, 2020. They were talking about him being a guy until we signed other players. And then we got some young guys in. You already talked about him, Marquise Bell. He had an interception in the last game, and he's been nothing but everything Dallas has hoped for, and he's a big dog. All of them are 6'2" and above. And then you got Israel Mukamu, who Dallas was talking about. Everybody was like, he got to step up. He got to get better. He's a 6'4" safety. He had 2 interceptions in the preseason, and he's been coming down being more physical. So when we talk about, Xavier McKinney is nice. When we talk about the whole landscape of the safety position, I think Dallas is better with starting and more depth, in my opinion.
So now this is, look, so we disagree a little bit, or really just 3 and 4. I mean, and it's close. It is close. I think we both can agree that is close. I just, as an Eagles fan, I can't sit here and realistically tell you I feel comfortable with anybody we have at that safety spot. And it hurts to say that, to be honest. But let's go to the other part of the secondary, the cornerbacks. Cornerbacks, I feel like we got a dog in this fight. All right. I put us at number 1 in the division. I put you at number 2. I put the Giants at number 3, and I put the Washington, whatever they're going to be this year, at number 4.
And why are you putting them? Because of Bradbury?
Because of Bradbury, because of Avonte Maddox. Yeah.
Okay, well, let me see. Let me see that. So let me go over here. Bradbury, Anthony Brown. Anthony Brown had a career year last year, dog.
I mean, James Bradbury was a number 1, and for a while. He's been pretty good for a while.
That's the only thing that's going to kind of maybe save you, because Anthony Brown had a career year, but Anthony Brown hasn't been consistently good. Okay. Yeah. He has not been consistently good. Now, I'm already taking Trevin Diggs against your old man Slay.
That's I assume that. I'm not gonna lie, and honestly, I'll even give you that. I'm not gonna sit here and say it out loud that he's better than him, but I'll give you that. That's fine. I'm not one of those Eagles fans that are gonna sit here and be like, no, Slay is way better. That's fine. You can have that dog. But overall, I'm taking my kennel. You know what I'm saying? You might have one dog that might look a little bit better than all the ones I have, but at the end of the day, I got a very strong kennel. Avonte Maddox is, in my opinion, a top 5, top 6 slot cornerback.
But we got a guy right now that you're talking about. How long has Maddox been in the league? Because I don't know everybody on your team. So
I want to say 6, 7 years. I could be 100%. I'm pretty sure it's around 5, 6 years. He's only 28.
Okay, so you could probably get that, because when I look at my guys, Anthony Brown had a career year, but I still need to see another year of him under Dan Quinn. He's not no world beater corner by any means. I just needed him to do his job. Kelvin Joseph was the second round draft pick who just had a concussion on the first damn play of the game. Bro, I don't even know about him right now. So that's why you get the edge with that, because he should have been our number 2. But we got a guy over here named Deron Bland. Deron Bland, number 6'2", 200 pounds. Remember that name, number 30, Deron Bland. He's been turning up, showing up, physical. He's everything. Like I said, the Cowboys want Kelvin Joseph to be right now. He's everything like that. He was a 5th round draft pick this past season, dog. He came out of nowhere, in my opinion, and he's been going. My gosh, he's so aggressive at the line of scrimmage, turns his head. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. This dude excites me because he could end up being the way he plays and not even hyping him. He could be your starting corner opposite Trevin Diggs eventually, dog. Like, he's showing that right now. So keep your eyes on him. That's one of them things where I'm going to say, I'm going to give it to you, but we're going to have to revisit this later on in the season.
So Deron Bland. So when
Deron Bland
scores on Deron Bland, let's all remember.
Okay, and remember when Deron Bland gets a big hit, big interception, we're gonna say, "There's that 5th round draft pick they was talking about over there, sneaky."
We're gonna see which one happens. Speaking of a big hit, did you see? I know this is so off topic, my bad, but did you see that Oakland Raiders wide receiver that played safety? He got a reception and an interception in the same game.
No, I
forget that. What was you remember? It was a Deion Branch that used to do that back in the day for the Patriots.
Yeah. We played offense and he played some cornerback. That was crazy. He was doing it in the game. He would play series and offense and then go right on defense. I was like, this dude is really playing corner, bro. Like, you know how hard that is.
Yeah, no, that was pretty dope. So I don't know why I just thought of that. So what do you say? So you're saying Eagles are number 1, Cowboys close second in your opinion, or how do you have that right?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say Eagles right now because really Bradbury, and you talked about your other guy, but really Bradbury because we don't have that solid number 2 right now. I would take a Bradbury over Anthony Brown. I'm sorry. So that's why I'm going to give you the edge. I'm not taking Slay over Diggs, but I'm taking Brad. You got 2 guys because Slay ain't trash. Okay, you get what I'm saying? So I'm not going to do that. Slay's not a trash corner. Okay, yeah, he's older, but he's still a good corner in this league. So you got 2 good corners to really Dallas's one. We don't know. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why you're going to get the edge. And then you got a guy who we got Jordan Lewis, but he hasn't really been super consistent. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why you'll get the edge. And then if we're talking about 3 and 4, as far as the cornerback position, they weren't Giants weren't terrible. But I think that I'll give it the Giants because the Redskins secondary as a whole was in disarray. And they were getting cooked up left and right. You feel what I'm saying? We dropped like 50 bombs on them, 40 on another game. So they secondary has to get better. They got some talent back there, but they've got to get better. Willie Jackson was there. He was doing good, fell off. Kendall Fuller had a good season last year. They got some guys, but we're gonna go with that in my opinion.
Yeah, that's how I had it. So all right, so far, let's review the defense, and then I want to ask us to rank the total defense. So who has the best, who has the worst total defense? So we said the defensive line goes to the Eagles. My light just turned off for some reason. But the defensive line goes to the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Washington, and then Giants are 4th. The linebackers go Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, and then Washington. The safeties we split on. So you had the Cowboys, Giants, Eagles, then Washington. I had the Cowboys, Giants, Washington, and then the Eagles, which hurts to even repeat. And then the cornerbacks we agreed on at Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, and Washington. So total defense. Do you want to take it first? Do you want me to go first? How do you want to do it, brother?
I'm Dallas is better. That's what we're just gonna disagree on that, big dog. I'm taking our defense. Y'all gonna have a D. Y'all gonna have a defense. Yeah, y'all gonna have a D. I ain't hating, but I'm taking our defense. I feel like because here's the thing. I told you got them guys in that middle. you know, with Fletcher and, you know, Jordan Davis, I don't care what people saying he can play only so many downs, man. Dog, if we had him on the team, everybody be doing backflips on Dallas if we had Jordan Davis. So cut it out. That's capping, that word that everybody says now, because I don't say that word all the time because I'm older. You know what I'm saying? I say you pump faking. You pump faking out there. Acting like, yeah, you pump faking out there and like Jordan Davis ain't dope. You know what I'm saying? Just because he play for another team, cut it out. All right. So anyway, but I told y'all we got to do Nate Quentin Bohanna. And he was like a 5th, 6th round draft pick out of Kentucky, 6'4". He lost a little bit of that big weight, but he gained it back. He's been playing very aggressive in that middle, dog, and he's been playing good. He's been playing stout. He's been pushing that pocket. You know, we got a good rotation. The Tristan Hill, people been down on him because, you know, he hasn't been was drafted with the wrong people, and then now, but we got some guys. We got some guys on that rotation. Neville Gallimore, DeMarcus Lawrence, Dante Fowler. I think is going to be better because he's going to be with better players. We got some guys that can compete. So that's why I didn't give y'all the defensive line by a wide margin, but I feel like our linebackers are better than y'all's. And then when I look at our secondary, are y'all heads and shoulder above us at the cornerback position? I said we had to revisit that, but I feel like our safeties are smashing y'all. You put y'all's at 4th. We at number 1, and you got to agree with that. You can't say that you just blowing us up in the defensive line like that. Linebacker, we got y'all. In cornerback position, we on your heels. So how wouldn't we be number 1?
All right, I'm gonna piss some Eagles fans off because this is what we built our show off of, right? This is what
realness.
We built it all.
I just spoke a lot of realness to you, big dog.
Exactly. This is so this is what we do, and when I win, I love it. But I'm gonna take this out. This is why I'm gonna put the Eagles at number 2 because I am gonna give you number 1. Reason why I'm going, and you could even maybe say Washington, maybe I won't say the Giants, but Washington. Wink out there in New York is going to be very interesting to watch, but I'm not going to give it to him yet. Same reason I can't give it to the Eagles yet. I don't know 90% of this game, and I don't care what anybody says. Everybody is talented when you make the NFL. It is all about execution and coaching, right? And your coach knows how to execute with his players. I've said this before. I'll say it again till I'm blue in the face. Until Jonathan Gannon proves to me that he knows how to use his players or utilize his players, or that this is the system, these are the guys he needed for his system, because that's what I keep hearing a lot. Until I know that, I still have my doubts about this defense. I don't care who you put. You could put Ray Lewis on this defense. I don't know if my coach knows how to utilize his guys. I hear a lot of great things, and I hear that he can. So I'm going to give him a benefit of the doubt, but I'm not going to give him a benefit of the doubt to say you're just going to go from one of, let's be 100% honest, one of the worst defenses in the NFC East to the best. But I do think he'll make that jump because I do think that these are the players he wanted. So I will say number 2. I'm not going to say he's number 4 still because, you look at this talent and everything. So I'm going to give you number 1, and I think that the Eagles should be number 2. I think you can make a solid argument for number 3, if you want to put Washington maybe there. But I'm going to say number 2, and I'm going to put Washington number 3, and then Giants at number 4. That's how I see it, even though it hurts to say.
And I appreciate you, dog. That's like I said, we keep it real here, even when it hurts. Like we always got to stutter before we say it. We always have to apologize before we say it because we don't want to say it. You feel me? We don't want to say it, but real is real. And I appreciate you, dog. But I'm gonna go with that same thing because I feel like Washington, they still got that good front. They got a Jonathan Allen. They got some good talent up front, and that does help them. Montez Sweat, like you spoke about, if your boy comes back, any Chase Young, any kind of good, healthy, that's going to elevate that for them as well. And I think they got some young players on that defense. They got some young players on the linebackers, but they're all a lot of improving. So I'm going to go with that as well. But yes, we're going to go ahead and say for the defense right now, after all our evaluations, we're going to go Cowboys number 1, Eagles number 2, Washington Commanders number 3, and the New York Giants number 4. And we appreciate the realness from Mr. Joe Castro. Salutes to you.
Well, now let's have some fun on offense because I think last.
Oh yeah, you gonna feel. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's all right, but defense win championships though.
Not for the Cowboys. You got to win playoff games before you win championships.
You're right. I'm gonna be quiet about that because I can't jump on that.
But no. So let's get into this offense. I think quarterback is easiest to try kind of just get out of the way. I think that I'm not going to name it, but you go to some podcasts and that'll be a point of contention. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you that Dak Prescott is not better than Jalen Hurts right now. I think that Jalen Hurts has all the weapons in the world to become a better quarterback, but facts are facts. Dak Prescott has done it time in, time out. Players have said he's a top 10 guy. Coaches have said he's a top 10 guy. I concede that Dak Prescott is that number one quarterback in our division right now. Right now. I will put that caveat right now.
Right now, somebody's going to have to make a crazy jump to overleap him. Come on now. Hurts has got to do it more than 1 year, bro. So he's going to not be right now. It's going to be this year and probably next year too. So until one of these quarterbacks
in Dallas, I might blow that thing.
He's going to be in
Dallas.
But if Hurts is still in Philly, because what if it just flops this year? Because let's everybody is hyping this. Everybody's worried about Dallas, and I get it. We could flop and it could get all blown up, coaches going, whatever. What if you guys flop? You guys have all these talent over here, and what if you guys flop? What if you guys don't make the playoffs? Heads going to be rolling. People going to be getting cut. Things going to be changing because he put a lot of investment in this year to make things pop. And if it falls apart in 1 year, don't talk about Dallas.
I think realistically, if you look at how we're set up, right? If you look at how we're set up, if Jalen Hurts ain't that guy, he's going to be moved on from, and we have the assets to do that. If Jonathan Gannon isn't that guy, we aren't really married to anybody defensively except for like really good players. I mean, like the older guys and the big contracts, those are leaving within this year, if not next year. Like Darius Slay, I think on extension is here through next season. But outside of that, James Bradbury's gone. A bunch of your safeties are gone, So you really give whoever's coming in here carte blanche. It's like build this defense however you want. And then obviously on the offense, if a coach comes in here and says, I didn't want A.J. Brown, why the heck am I here? Like, then you're an idiot. That's a great contract. Like, it is what it is. We have a good wide receiving core, awesome offensive line. So I really don't think that we're in a sticky situation. I think if we flop, it's going to be very obvious why. And it's going to be I don't want to say easy fix, but it's going to be a manageable fix. It's going to be something that we have the assets to do. We have the money to do. And I don't think we'll be kind of, playing around and saying, well, maybe we give Jalen another. No, I think we'll say, all right, it didn't work. Let's go find our guy. Or, if it didn't work with Gannon, all right, let's go find a guy now. Like, I think we're actually in a decent position. If we do flop, it's going to suck. And fans are going to cry about it. I'll be one of those. I'll be very upset. But I think that it's not the end of the world. Whereas if Dallas flops, you have a lot of older guys on that team that are
Who's the older guys?
Who the older guys? Dak Prescott.
He's 29, bro.
That's
don't
old.
do that.
That's
old. No, it's not. 29
in the
is
NFL,
not old for a quarterback.
Old.
No, it's not. 29 is not
old. You're gonna keep paying a quarterback that's 31.
His contract ain't even.
Old.
His contract ain't even crazy right now because everybody's trumping him. In another year, those two more guys are going to trump him. His contract's going to be good. He's only 29, dog. 29 is not old. Look at Tom Brady's 45. How old is Aaron Rodgers? Hold up. I'm just asking. How old is Aaron Rodgers, though?
He ain't Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers like
it don't matter. Right? They still playing. I'm talking about the length of the quarterback. Right. How old was Drew Brees?
Drew Brees? How old was he? Like 35, 36? Something like that?
He's like almost 42, bro. He's almost in his 40s as well.
Old.
So it's not like these quarterbacks, if you give them decent protection, and it's not like Dak is a super running quarterback. He just had his first injury last year, for real, major one. You know what I'm saying? He never been no running quarterback like that. He's been trying to prove he can just throw the ball. So 29 ain't old. Our team ain't old. We young across the board, bro.
What's his contract look like? What's his contract years? What's left? Like 2 more years?
I mean, they could probably get it out in 2 years, but we'll see. I ain't gonna say nothing to speak on that. Okay, I ain't speaking on that part because I have my own thoughts about that, but I ain't gonna speak on that. But I'm just talking about the age of 29 is not old.
I respect that. 29. I'm not. Maybe I misspoke on that. 29 itself, the age, the number. I just found out that I was 32.
Right, bro. You're talking crazy. Man.
Yeah, I was like, I thought I was 21, like for like the past 2 months. But either way, I guess I'm not. But 29 is not old. What I'm trying to say is he has like 2-3 years left on his contract. Are you going to pay him another contract? because like you said, it's going to keep going up. So are you really going to pay a Dak
Bro,
Prescott
that's
50
why
mil?
that's a story. That's a whole different show.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Because I will have to talk too long about that because I got my own personal thoughts about how that thing is going. But if we're just talking about right now, if the next 2 years, I'm sorry, I just don't believe Jalen Hurts in 2 years is going to be that better of a quarterback than Dak Prescott. No, I don't believe that.
We'll see.
He got to show
I
me.
think a lot of people
He
saying
got to
I'm
show me.
crazy. I don't know.
We'll see. Like, and if he does,
We'll
hey,
see.
great. Like, I wouldn't hate. I'd be like, okay. Now, like I said, he got potential as far as the leadership, but he's got to show on the field like Dak had to show when he came out. There was a lot of questions about him. Jalen Hurts got a lot of questions, and he's got to still show. He's still got to show. So we'll see. But I feel like head and shoulders, we winning at the quarterback position right now. So
Right
I'm putting
now,
us.
yeah. I'm gonna keep
I'm-
saying right now, though. I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna
I
keep
mean, for
holding
real,
on to
for
that
real.
right now.
Hey, I'm gonna say us right now, and Carson Wentz, because he goofy, he should be
I'm
number
not
2.
putting. I'm not
He
putting him
should
at
be not.
number 2.
I'm not gonna put him at number 2 because he's goofy.
Yeah.
But talent wise, he's better than Jalen Hurts.
Facts. I'll give you
He's
that. Yeah.
but he's goofy in the head. So that's why I
Mhm.
got to put him at 3 because he just goofy. So that's why Jalen Hurts, because I don't think Jalen Hurts is a physically better quarterback than Carson Wentz. I don't think that's kind of close right now. But mentally, I think he has that bet. What?
Yeah. No, I don't think he's like a better thrower. I won't say physically.
No, he's not a better thrower.
Yeah.
And
I think
Carson
as
Wentz
just
is
like a
athletic.
thrower.
Carson Wentz is athletic. He can run. He's just
True.
goofy.
Yeah. Facts. No, I agree 100%. Yeah, I would not. I can't put him at number 2. I've had some people put him at number 2. I just can't. And you put it perfectly. I think that talent wise, yeah, he's better, but that mentality is just toxic. Yeah, I'm
He's
just so
goofy.
glad.
Yeah,
he's gone.
I don't care for him. He's just goofy.
I'm just so glad. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got 150 people in here. Shout out to Refuse to Lose, man. This is the dude I was telling you about that I wanted to get on here one day.
He said
He
Jalen
knows
Hurts
what's
is
up.
not
He's
better
a
than
good
Carson
dude.
either.
Yeah, now he's not coming on the show anymore. But you know, he's a good dude, man. Shout out to him. I'm glad he came in. But no, I didn't even think we were gonna argue about that because I gave you the Dak thing, but it's always going to be a point of contention.
Because you threw
It
the
is what
age
it
up
is.
in there. You know that sounded goofy because you know if Jalen Hurts was 29 years old, you wouldn't be sitting there or any quarterback. You're 29,
like
you're almost hitting your
24.
prime. You're hitting your prime when you're a quarterback.
Yeah, but my thing, I meant more so the situation of surrounding
The situation,
him.
yes.
Maybe I
Yeah.
kind of misquoted with the whole 29 years old. Like I'm talking about him being 29, looking at your next contract. Like there's so much that's going on. So maybe I misspoke a little bit, but either way, you guys have the better quarterback right now. We have the Eagles at number 2. We have that guy that wore 11 for the Eagles at number 3, and then we have Daniel Jones at number 4. We didn't even say anything about Daniel Jones. I had so much faith in Daniel Jones once upon a time, and yeah, I don't anymore. That's just bad.
He's 4th. I'm not giving him nothing.
Yeah, I was gonna go on a spiel, but I was like, it really doesn't even matter right now. Everybody knows he's
Yeah, come on, bro.
Now another spot that I think is gonna be an interesting conversation is running back. Now, how do you want to do this? Because obviously Zeke, Saquon, talent-wise, probably the best in the division, right? You know, and then obviously Anthony, Gibson, you put up there as well. The Eagles don't really have that number 1 guy. But are we looking at overall running, the running group? Because, then it maybe changes that conversation a little.
Yeah, let's look at the whole overall running back group. Yes, I'm cool with that.
Okay. I would still probably not.
You go
put the
first on
Eagles
this.
at number 1. I probably wouldn't put
Who's
them
number 1? Maybe yes. It's us. Go ahead and say it.
I don't know.
Yeah. How don't
close.
you know?
I think it's very close. I think
With
it's
who?
very close. And I think
Commanders?
I don't know. I mean, Anthony Gibson, they got a young boy.
Antonio Gibson, he's good,
year.
but he kind of fell off. But the one boy, he just got in. Pray for him that he just got into the.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Carjacking, Brian Robinson Jr.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, so prayers for him. Number 1, Brian Robinson Jr. and that carjacking. Prayers for him. We want him to get healthy and get better. J.D. McKissick is okay. Antonio Gibson over Ezekiel Elliott, though, bro. Are you doing that? Even though Ezekiel Elliott didn't have a great
I wouldn't do that.
year,
but like, would you say a Saquon over like a healthy Saquon?
But he's never healthy.
He is this
When does
year,
he hit?
and they talk about
How?
using him as like
What did
more
he
of a.
have? Yeah, using him. We're talking about going into the year this year. You're really kind of faith in Saquon Barkley, bro.
My
You're
thing is
really
last
saying
year
that.
my thing is last year they were able to put together a running game that kind of came out of nowhere because obviously with Saquon hurt and they just I forget what his name is from the Falcons, Freeman or Foreman. I think it was either Foreman or Freeman. I forget which one they had, but I mean they manufactured a run game, so I'm assuming you bring a Saquon back, it's only going to get better. I
Nah,
mean,
I'm sorry.
yeah, I'm trying to find a way to not put you guys at number one.
There's no way we're number one because Tony Pollard. And here's the thing: Tony Pollard didn't even get the work like that, and he still almost had 1,000 yards. I mean, he had
yeah, Tony's
800
a
yards,
beast. I got him in fantasy.
average 5 yards a carry. You know what I'm saying? He's explosive. It's Dallas's fault. It's not his fault. It's Dallas's fault that they haven't utilized him the way they're supposed to. Because when they use that 2-back system, the way they were working it early before Zeke got hurt, they were cooking. So I don't think it's close right now. If we're talking about the whole backfield, those two right there beat everybody all day, dog. Saquon Barkley, I ain't gonna say he ain't nice. He nice, but he always hurt, bro.
Yeah, no facts. Now, let me ask you this though, because this will determine my answer right here. Is Jalen Hurts part of my running back group?
Hell no.
All right, I would probably put us like number 2 or number 3 then, if I'm being real. If I'm being
you gonna put y'all over
honest.
Washington? You putting y'all over Washington? You talking about
I would
Saquon
probably
Barkley?
put
He
us
better than
over the
any of your
Giants.
backs. He's better
I
than
was
any of
trying to
your
talk
backs.
I was trying to find every way to put people over you guys, but if I was to be real, I would probably say I would probably put a second over Washington right now, just because Anthony Gibson, JD, I like him. We were the number 1 rushing offense last year. I think that we have Kenneth Gainwell that I think is going to be at the very worst a JD McKissick type player because he's he gets a lot of receptions and he's kind of that guy that we like to get the ball to in the passing game. And then you got a Miles Sanders who hit that 5.5 a clip, I think it was last year. Just can't stay healthy. You got Boston Scott, who has been, I won't say Mr. Reliable, but he's been reliable, And if they add another player, it'll be big. If you said that, listen, yeah, Jalen Hurts is part of your running group, then I would put us at number 1. But if you're taking
No,
him
he's
out
not part of your running group. No, because he's not a running back. We said
and
running
I can't
backs.
add my offensive line to it too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really just looking at the players. And if you put my players behind any other offensive line, I don't think they're anywhere as great as they are right now. So I would probably say number 3. I would say right behind Washington. I'm going to give Washington the nod right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that actually sucked to say. I didn't think I would say that. I knew that I was like a little bit down on my running backs, but like once you take away the offensive line, you take away the quarterback, right? And it's like, look at the players. I can't with a
Antonio Gibson's a good running back.
He's a very good running back. Yeah.
He 2020, he turned up. They just got weird over there in Washington. Okay, he turned up and he didn't have a terribly bad. I mean, they kept on taking him out when he started getting turned, but he had the little fumbling issues. So I just feel like right now that would be Washington would be after us. Y'all will be on their heels. Y'all will be battling. That'd be a battle. And then I'm giving Giants 4. I'm sorry, I'm not counting anything on Giants or anything with no Saquon Barkley, bro, until he can be healthy. And we can't go in there and evaluate anything on Saquon Barkley because he's always hurt and he ain't did nothing. No.
Yeah. So you're saying I'm saying Eagles. I'm saying Cowboys, and then Washington, and then Eagles, and then Giants. How do you have it? Same way?
Same thing.
All right. Now another fun one. This is actually we'll leave that one for last. We're gonna do tight ends.
Ooh.
Now last year this was obvious, right? You had the Eagles had the top 2 guys. I'm still gonna put the Eagles as the number 1 tight end group. I think even though we are still kind of searching to figure out who's going to be that number 2, who's going to be that 3 solidified, I think that if you have a Jack Stahl, you have a Grant Calcaterra, if he can stay healthy, you have a very good mixture of what you need. And then obviously Dallas Goedert is the best tight end in the East easily. I think it's not even really that close. So I have to take us. I would probably put you guys second. Who does Washington have? Logan Thomas is back,
Logan
but is
Thomas,
he like
he's
100%
nice.
back?
I don't know if he's 100% back. He nice though.
You know what I'm saying?
But they still got some. They got some young boys over there, but they was draft picks. So I'm gonna let you finish because I'm gonna probably agree with you on this.
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna go. Eagles, Cowboys. Who do the Giants have right now?
Washington Giants ain't got nobody at tight end.
Yeah, because I know they gave up Evan
They got
Ingram.
Ricky Seals something, but no, they don't got
Yes.
nobody. So they're easily fourth.
Yeah, so we'll put
Washington's
them
gonna be.
fourth. So yeah,
Mhm.
I'm gonna say Eagles, Cowboys, and then Washington, and then the Giants.
I will go with that just because like I said, I'm gonna take Dallas Goedert over Dalton Schultz. But
Yeah.
Dalton Schultz didn't have a bad year. But keep an eye on these rookies, though. I mean, you got some guys right now, but that Jake Ferguson, better keep your eyes on him. We already talked about him, dog. You better keep an eye on him, man. He could push he could push that because you got heads and you head with Goddard, but when we talking about Hendershot, McEwen, I don't know. He showed some promise though the last couple years, but this boy Jay Ferguson on his heels. I'm gonna keep that with you guys number one right now, but we on your heels at number two.
All right, so I'll take it. Hey, I'll take it. All right, so far we got Cowboys at number one for the QB, Eagles at number two on that one. Running back, we got Cowboys and then Washington, Eagles, and then Giants. Tight end, we got Eagles, Cowboys, Washington, and Giants. I think this one's another pretty easy one in my opinion. And I mean pretty easy one as far as an easy win for the Eagles. I think offensive line. How do you feel about the offensive line? I would probably say Eagles, Washington, and then you and the Giants could figure out who's got a worse one this year. I think you guys are pretty rough right now at that O-line spot.
Yeah. I still take us over the Giants though, just because of Zach Martin. He's gonna
Yeah.
push us over the Giants. But if I'm going with you on that, I mean, that's kind of easy to me on that one with the offensive line as well. You guys got a lot of talent on that offensive line. It's a big offensive line. It's young. It's got mixture with veteran, with old. So, yeah, I think that offensive line on the Eagles is good. I definitely feel like the Commanders, they got some good offensive line pieces as well. They got some young talent over there. So they will be the number two. And yes, I would take us over this just because of Zach Martin going to naturally trump that. But yeah, we got a lot of question marks. Zach Martin, Terrence Steele, this is his second year, but this will be his first full year starting. Tyler Biadasz, he's been up and down. Connor McGovern, I like Connor McGovern, but he's more the right tackle center than the left. I mean, the right guard in the center more than the left guard. But he's versatile. He's been busting his tail. We'll see. And then, Tyler Smith, we loved him. We love him because we feel like he could be the second coming of a Tyron Smith because of his strength, his size, his nastiness, his athletic ability. But he ain't got no reps at left tackle in the preseason at all. I know he's played it pretty much in college. So you're going from college to the pros is a whole different damn game. And for you to get no reps and they throw you out there, that's kind of, we'll see. So, yeah, I feel like I'll agree with you on that statement with that.
Yeah. And for somebody said in the comments, Joe's only acting like that because Tyron Smith hurt. Yeah, basically. I mean, yeah. I mean, what do you mean? That's basically why you guys. But yeah, I'll give you guys over the Giants because the Giants don't have. I mean, last year I guess they picked up a couple guys, and didn't they pick up a guy this year in the draft? So
yeah, but they got to show
they
picked up I think a tackle, Andrew Thomas. He wasn't terrible this second year. He got better, but nah, bro, I can't go with them right there. I'm gonna take us third on that one at least.
So lastly, we're gonna do, as far as position groups, we're gonna do wide receiver, and then we're gonna do the whole offense, and then we're gonna pick who we think has the best on paper team, total team. All right, so we'll start with wide receiver. I'm taking the Eagles every day. I think the Eagles have by far the best wide receiving group in the NFC East, and then I would go Washington
I don't know
second.
by far. I know by far they're good. It's not by
You like how I
far.
threw that in
They're
there,
good.
right?
They're good. Okay, they're good. I'll give her. They look good.
Hey,
But Washington ain't
I
got
love
no
what we have.
Washington ain't got no slouches at receiver neither over there.
No, not at all. I would put them number 2. My only thing is Jahan Dotson. I'm a huge Penn State fan. Jahan Dotson is small, man. And if you're really asking him to
That
be
don't
like,
matter in the NFL now.
it doesn't
He's
matter.
5'11". He's 5'11",
It doesn't
180.
matter,
You seen
but he has no
you
catch
seen your
radius.
boy? Did you? Okay, but did you see your boy from Miami, Little, who came from
Yeah,
Alabama?
yeah,
He little. He turned
yeah.
all the way up. You seen these
Facts.
little receivers now? They used to be. These little guys are still making the come up. Jahan Dotson, I
Yeah,
think, was a good pick, and Terry McLaurin, he ain't no joke.
yeah. No, Scary Terry is the truth. Don't get me wrong. I love him, but I just don't think you have Jahan Dotson needs a quarterback that can get the ball to him. That was like one thing that really annoyed us in Penn State. Well, I don't want to talk about us, but annoyed me when I watched Penn State is that our quarterback couldn't get the ball to him to save his life. I think you're gonna have a lot of the same with Carson Wentz, and I think that having a Jahan Dotson is gonna even affect him more because he wants that long ball. He wants that big play. So if Jahan Dotson isn't open long, I don't know. It might hurt Terry McLaurin. Like I don't know. I'm gonna stop hating on Carson Wentz because it's starting to show through the pores. So I'm not I'm not gonna keep doing it. But yeah, I would say Eagles, Washington, Giants got if they can stay healthy, the Giants have a decent wide
No,
receiver.
you ain't putting okay, the Giants have a decent wide receiving core, but do they have anybody better than CeeDee Lamb over there?
Kenny
No.
Golladay versus CD Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb,
no.
no. Right, and we're taking CeeDee Lamb all day.
Yeah. I mean, and then you got like Wardell Robinson, who a lot of people are saying is really good. Darius Slayton.
Wandale
After that,
yeah, he still got it. Slayton wasn't bad. Sterling Shepard. And what was the one dude? Is he still on the Kadarius Toney? He was turned last year.
I don't know what happened with him because I don't see him on
Yeah,
their
what happened?
roster.
Did he get in trouble? Yeah, did he get in trouble? Because if he's on the roster, I mean, we're fighting.
I think it's very close between you two. I'm not gonna lie.
But here's the thing: are we counting Michael Gallup though? We got to count Michael Gallup because at some point of the year, Michael Gallup is coming back. Michael Gallup is a damn good number 2. So
yeah,
we're
when
not
he
counting.
comes back, yeah.
So are we talking about overall? Because I got to throw Michael Gallup in there. Because if I throw Michael Gallup in there with a healthy CeeDee Lamb, that changes everything.
That's true. I'll give you that. Because he is coming back this year. So I will get. I think that's enough to put him over. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all say, hold up, Joe. Hold on. Let me just say, how the hell am I being nice? Y'all keep on saying I'm being nice.
That's what I'm saying. You've won most
I'm speaking from my damn heart. And if you look at it, Dallas has trumped most of it. How am I being nice? And we had the better defense. And Joe agreed with me. Joe just said we had the better defense. He agreed with me on most of the things I said with defense, and Dallas won that part. I'm not being nice. I'm being real. Y'all got to see. Come on, y'all. Come on.
He said Gallup better than Smith. People want smoke today. We knew this was gonna happen, though, James. We're not. We knew this was gonna happen.
That's because Gallup is nice, dog. He done had a 1,000-yard season, his second year.
Well, Devontae Smith is now in his second year, so I guess we'll see. The ball's in his court.
But he had a nice first year too.
He did. I'll say this much. I think that a lot can change in this season. I think the only thing on this list that probably is solidified, and this is going to probably get people pissed off, is the quarterback room. I think that you said it right. It's going to be very, very hard to nearly impossible for any of these quarterbacks to have a season that's going to be like, oh, these guys are all better than Dak. You know what I'm saying? They're way better than Dak. You're going to have to prove it for a little while. And, it's going to be really tough. But I think that, I think outside of that, the linebacking room can change, safety room can change, cornerback room, D-line, any of these rooms can realistically come back.
So you're saying AJ Brown and Devontae Smith healthy is better than the CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup?
Yeah. I would even go deeper and say that our number 3, number 4 are better than
we're not I can agree with that. Because we got unproven rookie and we got undrafted players, but I ain't talking about them guys. Now, as an overall, that's why you would get it. But I don't know about your 1 and 2s bang with our 1 and 2s, because our 1 and 2s can bang. Because Michael Gallup is a dog, and I think he can get your boy Devontae Smith because he's already showed he could. He was turned his first year. His rookie year, he was turned. Yeah, I'm just saying, because he was with Cooper, and he was turned his rookie year. Then he came back the next year, get 66 catches, 1,100 yards. He was turned. The only thing really hurt him was his injuries, because even when he came back, he was still getting it in. So don't be slouching on Gallup, dog. So I don't know about the Devontae Smith over Michael Gallup. I don't think so.
I'll say this. I don't think CeeDee Lamb or Michael Gallup were asked to really be the number one for you guys ever.
What does that mean?
CeeDee
Lamb is a number one, bro.
Option.
CeeDee Lamb is a number one receiver, bro. That's why everybody was tripping on him. Now, dog, when he was coming out the draft, everybody was talking about him being a top receiver in the draft.
True. We wanted him. I ain't gonna lie.
And when he dropped, everybody was like, "Whoa, let's go ahead and get him." That's why he was going, because he was a number one. Look at what was his numbers last year? What was his numbers last year? Well, I like him.
Devontae Smith got picked number 10. So if we're going off draft stock, I mean,
right. But what did CeeDee Lamb do his rookie year compared to Devontae Smith?
What does he had a K his first year? How much did he have? I don't know.
He had 954.
So then my boy had more. Hold up.
What did Devontae Smith have?
Yeah, hold up, because I'm pretty sure Devontae Smith had more than 954.
Okay, hold up.
Not much more. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it was like, but no.
So Devontae Smith,
you got him by like 48 yards. How many touchdowns?
You see what he did this one? Now the touchdowns haven't been great. I think he had like 5, 4.
Yeah,
5.
that's what
hasn't been great
Devontae
with the
Smith
touchdowns.
had.
But he's got more yards and more receptions, I believe, than any 88s, more than Dez Bryant, more than Michael Irvin. Bro, he was setting records his first 2 years.
Well, so he said he had 925.
Yeah, listen, and listen, he had that with Andy Dalton, Garrett Gilbert, and Ben DiNucci.
DiNucci got cut, didn't he? Isn't that sad?
Yeah, he got cut, but his first 5 games, he was going nuts. They was on a record pace, because Dak was on a record pace. Remember his first 5 games in 2020, CeeDee's rookie year? He was seeing the ball crazy. He was going nuts with CeeDee early. So let's make sure we watch that right there.
So all right. Let's get to the nitty-gritty of this. So
let's get to the nitty-gritty. I think we got the best team in NFCs.
So all right. So let's first, before we get there, who do you think has the best offense in the NFC East?
The best offense. That's tough, because our offensive line is hurting us and our depth at receiver. So I'm gonna say the best offense right now, because y'all have an offensive line, you got depth at running back, you got a decent receiving core, and you got a good tight end. I'm gonna say Philly would have the best offense right now, in my opinion.
All right, you guys, that has been Best of Enemies. We appreciate it. No, yeah, I was waiting for an argument, but I agree. I think that the Eagles are the best offense right now. And I will say this before we get to the last one and we talk about who we think is going to be the best team in the league, which I'm sure everybody already knows who we think.
No.
But last year, we were saying the total opposite. Last year, we were, shout out to Rome in the chat. We were talking about.
What's up, Rome? What's up, dog?
We were saying the total opposite. Last year, I was hanging my hat on our defense. Last year, you were hanging on your hat on the offense. Now it's completely flipped. It's kind of crazy to think that. But for the people that may think that it's going to be something different, it's not. I think that the Eagles are the best team on paper in the NFC East right now. I think that they have the depth on offense and defense to compete with anybody. I think this is the year for the Philadelphia Eagles to make some noise in the playoffs. I'm not going to say world championship. I'm not going to say championship. I'm not going to say Super Bowl, but I think this is it. I think we are a very close to competing for that Super Bowl, and I think that it's not even going to be close in the NFC East. So that's what.
You talking crazy now? Now you just got hyped up, bro. You talking crazy? Talking about it ain't going to be close. You talking crazy now, bro? No, I'm not going to agree with that. I'm going to go ahead and say Dallas is still the team to beat, because number one, they still are the returning NFC East champs. Let's go ahead and say that they are the returning. And then we just talked about they have the better defense, because guess what? You got a good defensive line, but it's older. We got a good defensive line. It ain't old. Look at it. You got rookies. You got young players. Tristan Hill's like 24. Osa Ogadozu is like 22, 23. Bo Hanna's like 23. Dorrance Armstrong Jr. 25. Sam Williams, I forgot about him. Our draft pick at the right defensive end. He's a force. You've seen Brian Baldinger doing all kind of videos with him. So I forgot about Sam Williams. You know what I'm saying? So, dog, we right on your heels. Our defense is going to be crazy. You got year 2 with Dan Quinn, be able to put these guys together. Linebacker with Michael Parsons, and now we Anthony Barr back there. Our secondary, our safeties, I believe, are better. We got good talent on that in that secondary, so therefore our defense is going to be our calling card. Yes, you guys got the offensive sets, you got the tools, things, but we already said top 2 running backs, Dallas, and you got the best quarterback in the NFC East. Period. The best quarterback in the East. And that right there, when you got a quarterback that's the best in your division, that trumps certain things. And we said that. Now you getting hyped off what you were earlier, because before you was like, y'all got Dak. Dak makes the difference right now because, you got all that, but y'all got Jalen Hurts. And our offensive line is sus right now. I will definitely say that. Offensive line is sus. But if they put it together, if they can get it together, we're already going to be repeat champs. But if they put it together, offense would be, I'll feel a little better about that offense. But I am a little worried about the offensive line. But if you're talking about the total team and quarterback, I'm taking them Dallas Cowboys to repeat NFC East champs. Bam.
Well, you said a nice little saying earlier with the pump fake it, so I'll give you another.
No pump faking,
I
don't got no reason to pump fake.
Was a fifth,
y'all, and I'm gonna
say, be drunk, right?
And like I said, hey, I give you your props. I said y'all on your heels, but once again, y'all got to prove it too. Y'all look great on paper, but we all know the game ain't played on paper.
Facts. No, it's 100% true, man. I think this is going to be really interesting to kind of look back at. So we did this for the preseason. I won't be surprised if any of these teams kind of shock us, to be real with you. But we did this for the preseason. I think we should come back mid-season, kind of give a mid-season report, see how we feel about these rankings and everything. We agreed on a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? I think that it all comes down to now our coaching. I guess let's give them that before we do get out of here.
Yeah.
Who do you think has the best coaching staff? I think it would be the Eagles.
You know what? I don't know why your coaching staff is better than ours. We're just handcuffed by our front office. You saying your coach is better than Mike McCarthy?
I would say Mike McCarthy. Yeah, I don't know if Gannon's better than. I don't think Gannon is better than Dan Quinn, but I do think that I would take Sirianni over Mike McCarthy. Yes.
We'll see.
You disagree with that?
I don't know.
I
like McCarthy, but I feel like we got front office goofies, and that messes it up. But right now, I'm Mike McCarthy got me kind of sus right now. And you lucky Kellen Moore been tripping, because if he had it together, then I would take y'all. But by a smidget, because our defensive staff is better than your staff.
Definitely, I won't say whole staff. This could be, James, we could go on for hours about this. I'm telling you, we can literally.
Hey, my dog. My dog said, how is your coach better than he got swept?
How's he better? He got swept.
Right.
He got better t-shirts. Yeah, he makes way better
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I had the better team last year. It is what it is. I don't think Mike McCarthy. I think that Dan Quinn is probably a better coach than Mike McCarthy, if we're being 100% honest.
Why are you saying Mike McCarthy is a bad coach now?
I just don't think you have a great offense.
You won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, way back in when with Aaron Rodgers.
That wasn't way back. It was 2010. That wasn't way back.
That was a long. 2010 is a nice little amount. That's like a decade ago.
So 2017. That's like 5 years ago.
2017 ain't that long ago. And I'm not sitting here saying that Doug Peterson is better than, you know what I'm saying, X, Y, and Z because he won a Super Bowl.
So I don't know what Sirianni makes him better than Mike McCarthy. What is your angle saying that?
I personally think it's just the culture and the development that we've seen from our players. That's realistically what I base it on, because I think that execution, as far as like the offense goes, I like what we did in the second half of the season, but I can't give that to Nick Sirianni because Shane Steichen took over offensive coordinator or offensive play calling. So I give it to Nick Sirianni, that I feel like he's the type of person that has built an amazing culture in Philadelphia and a winning culture and a competitive culture, but B, he is not afraid to delegate. He's not afraid to say, I don't think I do this better than you do. So here, you do it. And I think that that goes a long way in the NFL. So I don't think it's a big difference. I don't want to sit here and act like I'd never want
You're
Mike
going on
McCarthy as the head
trajectory.
coach.
You're
But
going on trajectory. That's all you're
yeah,
doing. You're going. That's what
that's
you're
fair.
going on. That's what
I
you're
am.
basing it on. Sirianni, his trajectory. But like my dog Rome said, I'm gonna just have to say that with him. Mike McCarthy swept your coach handily.
Facts. Mickey Cox said, "Are you really discounting a Super Bowl ring?
Right.
McCarthy
And
has
y'all have
one
right.
ring. Y'all have one ring. We do
Exactly.
have one ring in
And they
this
won a
decade.
lot of
This
games
like
over in Green Bay. They won, and we can't forget when he was over there, Green Bay, they won games. And here's the thing. You saw the 2020 season was a disaster. He came back and won the division 12-5. Yeah, we know about the playoff game was a disaster. We know about that. But if we look about how it was in 2020 and how he flipped it to 2021, how you gonna say Sirianni is a better coach?
I think Sirianni is. I mean
Yeah, you just
you give
you,
Aaron Rodgers to Nick Sirianni and let's see what happens. I mean, he didn't
let's
win it.
see that's what
He
you're
was
talking about.
brought,
If
but
was a
no, but
fifth.
if he was brought to
If
Dallas,
was a
right?
fifth.
But he was brought to Dallas, right, to bring you to that next step.
Sorry, I
Right?
can't give him over McCarthy. Now I'll give y'all your offensive coordinator and your offensive line because Joe Philbin be tripping and Kellen Moore is tripping. So I'll give you those two lines because of that. But after that, nah, I can't do that no more,
I don't know.
dog. And I'll
We'll
hold you.
see though. This
So
year's gonna prove
so
it.
we got the better staff. We're going to win the division, and we got the better team.
Oh, here we go. It's all about the Eagles this year. It's all about the Eagles this year. So we got to figure out what we're gonna do for next week because there ain't no games till the week after. But we are here, James. We have made it. I want to thank everybody in the chat, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are crazy, but I love y'all. Y'all are amazing. Look, been like what 2-3 months now that we've been doing this. It's grown tremendously. We got 160 people in the chat. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Leave comments and let me know how you rank this NFC East. If you guys leave full comments and give your rankings, I promise you I will read them on next week's show. Have no problem doing that. So leave comments whether it's on James
let's
or
see if
mine.
we can let's do this next week. Let's do a call-in show. Fix that call-in damn line.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do. So next week, since there ain't really no games, right? There ain't no games,
No, I
right?
don't believe so.
Period. You sure?
I don't believe so, right? September
Okay.
9th, I think, is the first game.
Okay, so that's the case. Then get that call in line, and we just have people call in, and we just talk about their thoughts. You know how they see this game, these first game going for each team, division, all that kind of stuff. Let's kind of let the fans jump out there, or the people.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, y'all could call me delusional to my face. Look at that. Look,
Hey, they call me delusional. They call me crazy too, but that's okay.
Today's chat was popping though. I love when they go back and forth like that. I love that. That's what makes it fun. But we all about to get out of here, man. James, you got anything you want to say to these crazy? I was gonna say lovely, but y'all crazy. Y'all wild. You got anything you want to say?
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Chat was booming today. We really appreciate y'all. We love y'all being in there, man. It was awesome. It was fire up in the chat. Just really make sure y'all continue to support this thing like no other. It's blowing up like we want. And then, like I said, we get into it in a couple weeks, and then it's live action. I think that's when it's really even going to be even more exciting because this has been exciting, and we haven't actually did the real games. You know what I'm saying? So when we actually can come back and talk about the real games and it really means something, we can really break down both sides of the games and talk about each opponents. It's going to be exciting so we can see both sides as we get ready to head up to our matchup. I think that's what I'm excited for, to talk about the games before the games until our matchup. So it'll like everybody that'll be following us, so it will be all dialed in. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I really love about this. Like the chat, all of us will be dialed in to really be able to jump into this matchup like no other because we've been breaking it down for months and months and months. So I'm really excited about it. Everybody, please go out there and continue to support this show like no other. Best of Enemies podcast. We're brothers. Y'all know what it is. Ain't nobody better than that. So, and one less selfish plug. Go out there and support that high school stuff, man. Go check out my channel, Big Game James. High school football is in full flux. I've been posting last 2 weeks of videos of highlights. They're going to continue to send me clips. I got 2 more. I just got another young man. He just hit me up while I was doing my show. I'm adding them to the flux of the interviews. So please go support those kids. Fire interviews. We got some guys that are balling. Hey, Joe, there's this kid I want y'all to check out. His name is Chad Warner. Bro, check out my video, go on my page, and look, he's like the last kid that throwing the ball. Joe, he is the truth. He going big time. He going big time football. He's a sophomore. He's 6'2". He's about 215 pounds. Dog, he got an arm. Sophomore, he got an arm out this world. They just beat the number 12 team in Texas state ranked, and he is the truth. And I'm trying to get him on the show right now. So just go support those kids, support us, keep following us, and you know how we do. We love y'all, man.
Yes, sir. So if you listening to this, Mr. Warner, you know you need to get on my dog show. And let me give a
Man,
quick little
get on
plug
there.
too, because you already know James. You know what I'm saying? James is me and James are actually friends. We didn't just do this, but James already knows what I've been working on behind the scenes, and my boss finally told me I could say. But I am working now for Fanfield, a company that's co-owned by Michael Vick. So September, things are starting to really pop off. You're gonna see me interviewing a lot of former and current athletes, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So I appreciate everybody that's going to support that. Definitely be on the lookout for it. Go to Michael Vick's page, you'll see a bunch of stuff about it. But yeah, so I'm excited about that, and I'm excited about this season, man. That's really what I'm excited about. It's time to get it going. But other than that, man, be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe wherever you are. We hope you enjoyed the show. But other than that, man, that is James, and I am Joe, and this has been the Best of Enemies. So peace.